So I don't know if I recommend this or not, but I I keep my old yearbooks on this shelf down here. It's on the bottom shelf, and I was looking through these the other day, like this guy right here. This guy used to live right up at the top of the hill from me, and we spent so much time together, and I have no idea what's going on with him today. Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at all these people I knew from high school that were so important to me so long ago, and most of them I don't even talk to anymore. On Easter Sunday, I called a guy that has been probably my best friend since I was in junior high. Well, actually, I take that back. It wasn't junior high. In junior high, we really didn't like each other too much. It took high school and youth group and going on some trips together for Dave and I to really become good friends. And we were strong friends. We were really good friends for a long time. And I texted him on his birthday, which happened to be Easter this year. And it was great just to kind of touch base with him. And, about 2 months before that, just out of the blue, he gave me a call. The thing that's so weird about that is really we don't talk that much anymore. And part of it is because he lives in Washington State and I live here in Michigan. And, he's got his wife and kind of his family situations, and I've got my wife and, our family situations here. And we just get busy and things get crazy, and we forget how much time passes that we don't really talk to each other. And I'm sure you've got folks like that in your life who are like that as well. Maybe people that you've known for a long time and used to just be vital to you that have somehow faded. And so I was thinking about this. I was thinking about this idea of friendship and the importance of friends. And I think there's this kind of fallacy out there that says we're supposed to have friends when we're kids, but then when we get older, the friends change. It's not really the same as it used to be, I guess. And I was reading a devotional, and there was this psychologist and author who was writing this devotional. His name was David Brenner, and he's talking about how modern day friendships are so different than how they were in ancient times. And he was talking about how in ancient times, friendships were viewed as the crown of life, he called them. This was the fulfillment of the thing that made you most distinct, is that you could have these friendships, you could have these relationships with other people. And he says now, in today's modern age, our friends are more like a help to us to achieve a material end, kind of like the business contact kinds of friendships, or friends that we spend time with just to minimize our boredom. But he says it used to not be like that. Friends used to be very different. And I was thinking about this, and I thought, well, you know what? I've got friends. I mean, according to Facebook, I have, 1,244 friends. That's how many friends I have. But a lot of those folks have just been people that I've kind of known in passing. There's a few there that these golden friends, but even those, I'm ashamed sometimes at how much time passes, and I don't really do as much to cultivate the friendships like I used to. I don't know how many people I have in my life that I would call a crown of life, who fulfill what it means to be most distinctly human. And that's a shame, because what's interesting is in this devotional, it pointed out that that's really one of the things that God values most when it comes to us, is that God describes his relationship with us as a friend. And my friend's going to come here and join me now for the rest of this, evidently. But maybe you recall this passage that comes to us from John's Gospel. It's right at the end of John's Gospel in chapter 15. And Jesus is with his disciples, and this is towards the end of his time with them. And he knows that his time with them is going to be limited, and that he's not going to be around much anymore. And so as he addresses them in this way. He says in chapter 15, verse 12, he says, "This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. No one has a greater love than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. That's an amazing line right there. No greater love than this. You lay down your life for your friends. That is a crown jewel. That is someone that is just so important to you. And then he goes on, he goes, I don't call you servants any longer, because a servant doesn't know what the master is doing, but I have called you friends, because I have made known to you everything that I have heard from my Father. You see, that's how Jesus saw the disciples. They were friends, and he needed them to know everything there was to know about who he was and about who God was. And you know, I think perhaps we miss an element of this life when we don't recognize that importance of friends. I know we get busy. That's always been my excuse. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm busy. To all my friends who I have said that to, I apologize to you, because that's not the way life should be. But it's the fact. Life gets too busy, and before I know it, time has gone by, and I've missed this opportunity to share my life with those who are so important to me. So I guess that's kind of the message today is, you know, if Jesus can say to his disciples in the time right before he was going to go to the cross that they are not just servants to him, but friends, because he's willing to share everything about himself with them, then surely we can find a way to carve out some time for this most important relationship. Let's read this one more time. A friend in those days was the crown of life, the fulfillment of all that was most distinctly human. Perhaps we need to rediscover that. What makes us most distinctly human is that we can share our lives with other people and that we can call them friends. Thanks.